Hello, I'm Barbara Beers, the author of the Phonics Road to Spelling and Reading, and the master teacher for you and your students. I'd like to take a few minutes and give you an inside look into the Level 4 curriculum that follows the completion of Level 3. In this level, the journeymen encounter junior high to high school equivalent words as they build and analyze the final 600 new words in their spelling log with framing and designing applications. The framing codes expand to introduce complex sentence structures and to practice scaffolding, our process of sentence diagramming in preparation for Latin. The designing codes expand to include more Latin-based words, and the journeymen build another 250-plus difficult words using the designing tools. The most comprehensive literature study centers on the reader Carry On, Mr. Bowditch, as the journeymen build their final notebook of composition activities. In the final weeks of this level, I present finishing codes, where the journeymen merge all the elements of vocabulary, grammar, and literary devices to compose interesting and well-written paragraphs. The curriculum set this year includes 3 binders: the Foreman's Construction Guide, the Journeyman's Log, and the Reading and Composition Guide for Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. Also included is the 251-page reader, Carry On, Mr. Bowditch by Jean Lee Latham. Additional designing cards are added this year, along with a package of 3 pencils, regular, red, and blue, plus a ruler. We'll look at all these pieces separately. Let's begin by taking a look at the sections inside the Foreman's Construction Guide. As the master contractor, I provide you with 12 DVDs in this level, containing all the video presentations where I teach the spelling log, building codes, framing codes, designing codes, and reading and composition study for Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. A detailed written plot plan provides the daily schedule for student viewing. These spelling log pages show your completed spelling words for this year and act as an answer key to the work we do in the video presentations. All rule tunes continue to be marked by a small musical note and sung throughout the presentations. Alongside the framing column in this spelling log, there is a new column for designing applications of many of the new words, adding Latin prefixes and suffixes to expand vocabulary. The next section is framing codes. Now that the rough framing has been completed in Level 3, the journeyman is challenged to add framing design through scaffolding, our process of diagramming in preparation for Latin, and continuing use of grammar tunes and framing keys. These new charts in Level 4, collated with the framing codes from Level 3, become the journeyman's own English grammar handbook to use during the study of the Latin Road to English Grammar next year. At the end of the framing codes section are 12 pages of finishing codes, where the journeyman expands his vocabulary in the last 5 weeks with focused study and practice with the thesaurus. He will blend this expanded vocabulary and his grammar skills together with composition basics mastered within all 4 literature studies to build clear, engaging paragraphs. The section following framing codes is designing codes. The journeymen continue applying the advanced tool attachments that make them skilled writers with another set of Latin-based words. Not only do they apply them using these 60 custom pages, but add 32 Latin-based words to their designing cards. Using all the prefixes and suffixes practiced in Level 3 to add to these new base words, they will continue to master the principles of English spelling that Latin provides and build an additional 250-plus challenging words that they can color code on the charts with these pencils to match the cards: red pencil, regular pencil, and blue pencil. In this level, the journeymen write and analyze 77 pages of sentences, the greatest number of sentences to date, proving that they have mastered their English grammar from simple to complex structures. This section contains the completed pages that act as the answer key for the sentences the journeymen analyze, mark, and diagram this year. The building term I use for this process is scaffolding, the detailed structure that supports the aspects of parts of speech and parts of a sentence in a detailed structure. The ruler included in this set is used to build these structures on the charts. The second binder in this curriculum set is the Journeyman's Log for the student, including 3 sections. The first tabbed section is the spelling log, containing all the custom paper needed for the entire year to record the new spelling words as each one is taught and analyzed, along with framing notes and designing applications. The next tab is Framing Codes and contains 37 custom blank charts that illustrate various parts of speech and parts of a sentence, ready for the journeyman to build as I guide on the video presentations. Don't forget to save each of these pages as they are completed by the students, because at the end of the year they will merge these pages with the framing codes from Level 3 to form their English Grammar Handbook for the Latin Road study next year. The last tab section is Designing Codes, containing 60 custom design pages for recording this continuing introduction to Latin. The journeyman builds and records another 250 plus high school equivalent English words in the Latin style of English spelling. At the back of the binder, behind the 3 tabbed sections, is a wrapped set of all the custom blank pages for the journeyman to record, analyze, mark, and scaffold complex sentences. Because the first 3 sections of this binder completely filled it, they will need to store these pages in a different folder as they are completed. This year, the journeymen read aloud to you their last piece of literature, Carry On, Mr. Bowditch by Jean Lee Latham. This is the real-life story of the boyhood of Nathaniel Bowditch, who lived in America at the beginning of our country and grew to become the father of American navigation. In this literature study, the journeyman will focus on much more detailed character comparisons, note-taking, outlining, essay writing, descriptive elements, paraphrasing, remodeling projects, and more. Interweaving the subjects of American history, world geography, astronomy, mathematics, navigation, and economics. All this is wrapped up in a literature notebook of the journeyman's own compositions and illustrations. The first half of this binder contains a daily reading schedule for the entire year, plus all the completed notebook pages that act as an answer key for the work we do in this study. As you can see, the journeymen have made great strides in their mastery of taking notes, expanding into sentences, and writing clear paragraphs and character comparisons. Behind the completed pages are all the blank pages specially designed for the journeymen to record their literature and composition work for the year. Thank you for letting me introduce you to Level 4 of the Phonics Road to Spelling and Reading. I invite you to visit our website at www.thephonicsroad.com for more detailed information, answers to frequently asked questions, a scope and sequence for each level, free samples and downloads, and more.